Your brain wasn't built for the stock market, it was built for survival. And when market hype hits, two parts of your mind go to war.
Everyone is getting in right now. This is the moment.
You don't even know what you're buying.
I don't need to know. Everyone else already figured it out.
That feeling you have right now has a name.
It's not a feeling. It's an opportunity.
It's a dopamine response, and your amygdala is driving.
In this episode, we're going to explain exactly what happens inside your brain during market hype, why the pull is so strong, why smart people fall for it, and what you can actually do to interrupt it before it costs you.
Fine, then explain it. If this feeling isn't real, why does it feel so obvious?
They're not making a calculated decision. They're responding to social proof. When enough people move in one direction, the brain reads it as safety.
But what if they're right? What if this is actually the moment?
Then it will still be a good opportunity in 24 hours. Nothing real disappears in a day.
You don't understand how fast these things move. By tomorrow, it's gone.
That thought, by tomorrow, it's gone. That's not strategy. That's your amygdala creating artificial scarcity.
Just supposed to watch everyone else win while I wait?
Sound familiar?
You're not watching them win. You're watching them react. Those are different things.
You sound like someone who's never missed a trade and regretted it.
Regret feels worse when you acted impulsively than when you chose to wait. That's also your brain. It weighs losses heavier.
I know it's risky. I just feel like this time is different.
Everyone who has ever bought at the top of a hype cycle felt exactly that.
That's not encouraging.
It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be accurate.
So what you're telling me is my brain is just not working right?
Your brain is doing exactly what it was built to do. The problem is, it was built for a world where following the crowd meant survival. Financial markets are not that world.
Then how does anyone make rational financial decisions?
They don't always, but the ones who do, they learn to recognize the feeling before they acted on it. That's what we're going to do right now.
What Sam just experienced has a name. It's called herd behavior, or social proof bias. It's one of the most documented cognitive biases in behavioral finance research, and understanding it changes how you see your own reactions to market movements. Social proof bias is the brain's shortcut for decision-making under uncertainty. When you don't know what's safe, your brain looks to what other people are doing and mirrors it. Think about it this way. You're standing in an airport. Two restaurants side by side. One has a line out the door. The other is empty. You don't check the menu. You don't read reviews. You get in line. That's social proof bias. And it works the exact same way when you see a stock trending on every feed you open. For most of human history, this was an extremely effective survival mechanism. If everyone in the tribe is running, you run. No time to analyze. Just follow. The problem? Financial markets are not a survival situation, but your brain processes them like one. Now let's add the second layer, the dopamine component. Because social proof bias alone would just make you follow quietly. What makes FOMO investing feel electric is the dopamine anticipation loop. Dopamine is a chemical your brain releases as a signal. It doesn't mean you're happy. It means your brain has identified something it thinks is worth pursuing. It's the same chemical that fires when you smell food before you eat it, or when your phone buzzes with a notification. It's not a reward. It's the anticipation of one. And that distinction matters because it means your brain can make you feel certain about a decision you haven't actually thought through. Once your brain learns to expect a reward, research from neuroscientist Wolfram Schultz suggests the dopamine response shifts, firing in anticipation of the reward rather than when it arrives. So the moment you see everyone piling into something, before you buy a single share, your brain is already flooding with dopamine, not because you've made money, because you might. That feeling of urgency you experience during market hype, it's not intuition. It's dopamine creating the perception that a reward is imminent and that you'll miss it if you don't act immediately. And then there's the amygdala, the part of your brain that decides what feels dangerous and what feels like opportunity. The amygdala sits deep in the center of your brain. It's small, roughly the size of an almond, but it controls your entire threat detection system. When something feels urgent, the amygdala doesn't wait for your rational mind to weigh in. It reacts first. Logic comes second. And in financial markets, that delay, those few seconds between reaction and logic, is where most of the damage happens. During high stimulation events like market hype, research suggests the amygdala can fire both signals almost simultaneously. That's why FOMO investing feels almost physically urgent, excitement and panic, running at the same time. That urgency isn't market intelligence. It's your threat detection system misfiring.
So every time I felt that FOMO rush, that wasn't me being smart about an opportunity.
It was your brain doing its job, just not the right job for that moment. Here's what you can actually do. 3 things. Simple, proven, no willpower required. The moment you feel the FOMO pull, say it out loud or in your head. This is my dopamine response. This is herd behavior activating. That's it. No more than that.
Research in affect labeling, naming your emotional state, shows it reduces the intensity of the amygdala response. You don't have to fight the feeling. You just have to identify it. Naming it creates distance between the impulse and the action.
Make one rule and commit to it before the situation arises. You will not act on any investment impulse within 24 hours of feeling it non-negotiable. No exceptions for this time is different.
The 24-hour rule works because it separates the decision from the dopamine spike. When you revisit the opportunity the next day, after the initial arousal response is settled, you almost always have a clearer read on whether the move actually makes sense.
When the 24 hours are up, before you do anything, ask yourself one question. Is this the kind of decision that discipline me makes, not emotional me, not FOMO me?
This is identity reframing. It shifts the decision from "what should I do" to "who am I choosing to be?" Research in behavioral psychology shows that identity-based decisions are more durable than rule-based ones. Because you're not restraining yourself. You're choosing yourself. If you've ever felt that pull, that urgency to jump in before it's too late, you're not undisciplined. You're not irrational. You're wired. Every brain on this planet runs the same software. Dopamine, social proof, amygdala. These aren't flaws. They kept your ancestors alive. But the stock market didn't exist when that software was written. And it hasn't been updated since. But now you can see it. And what you can see, you can interrupt, name it, delay it, and choose the version of you that doesn't need the rush. Team Sam or Team Luke? Drop it in the comments. And be honest, we all have more Sam in us than we admit.
Unga! Fire bat!
Indeed. Let's analyze the risk-reward matrix before proceeding.
If this helped you see your patterns differently, hit the like button and subscribe. It's the best way to make sure the next episode finds you, and it really does help the channel grow. In the next episode, we will be covering why winning makes you dangerous. We're breaking down overconfidence bias and the neuroscience of why your best investment streak might be setting you up for your worst decision. Thanks for watching.